All right, what is up, my fellow strays? This is Stray Fox here, with another video. But before I start reacting to our boy Dave over here, I had a couple things I wanted to talk about super quick. First thing, like I know this. Well, I have a few ideas for new videos coming up soon. There's a lot of crap that's still happening. Eventually, I do want to talk about the whole. His response to the whole side scroller interview. I wanted to give it some time for that. I didn't want to go immediately into it. I wanted to let it die down a little bit first so I could fully go over everything. I'm not going to go over the actual interview itself because I feel like so many people have done that, but I want to go over his reaction to it and kind of react to that. So that's coming up soon, hopefully. There was another thing too. Yeah. So I wanted, eventually I have a video coming up too where I'm going to talk about his aversion to any kind of thing, even remotely sexual or lewd whatsoever. Like, and I know a lot of people are trying to claim that he's like asexual or something, which he totally isn't, because like that's not it. It's more insecurities than asexual. But I'm going to have a whole video talking about that, so I'm not going to go into it now for that. And the last thing I wanted to get over really quick, which I'm gonna go over again and reiterate again in that same video, is like talk about Catherine or Cat or whatever, the actual fat cat, not Jasper. Because I know a lot of people think like, well, obviously like he became skittish about anything sexual whatsoever in terms of like any kind of video game content, even now that he's reacting to stuff, even that, like he for God's sake, he quit a game solely because some fridge talked dirty to him. Like seriously. So it's like, and I know a lot of people, and again, I'm gonna go over this again in the next one, but I just wanted to really quickly touch on it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Catherine's really demanding. Catherine's the one who's like, you better not just talk about anyone else, and scaring him so that he can't like talk, like even remotely look at anyone because she's super jealous or whatever. I'm like, that's not the vibe that I'm getting, that I'm picking up here. And again, I could be totally wrong, but in my personal opinion, DSP is verbally abusive. I don't think he's physically abusive, but like, he's kind of commanding in terms of her. He shut her off from everything, right? So she doesn't really wear the pants in the relationship. Unfortunately, I think DSP wears the sweatpants of the relationship, right? Or the pajama pants of the relationship, if you will. But like, he's made it so she has no real avenue. She can't talk online. She has no real presence online. She can't even make her videos like she used to. I mean, granted, her videos, her playthroughs, let's plays were not very good anyway, but at least she had an outlet, you know, to like vent her to some way to be creative and like, you know, and then she wanted to go to the gym, and she was going to the gym, and he put a stop to that. And he doesn't even let her, he doesn't even take her to go grocery shopping with him anymore. And she, like, why doesn't he just have her do grocery shopping on her way home from the grocery store? Like, assuming she still has a job and still works, right? So why doesn't he have her just pick up some groceries on the way home if she still works in a grocery store? I'm not really up to date on the lore. I don't really like go on Kiwi Farms and read the latest, so I don't know where she's, if we actually have any evidence that she's still actually working or not, or if she like changed to any, like, even if she isn't working in a grocery store, she could still like pick up groceries on the way home, or at the very least go out with him while he's going grocery shopping. Why is he always saying that he always has to be the one who goes grocery shopping? Why? What is she doing? What, like, if I was her, I would look for every opportunity to get the fuck out of that home, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure we all would. So, like, what is she, like, he is, like, what's the right word for this? He's like putting her on lockdown, basically. He wants her just as paranoid and afraid of the outside world as he is. And like, I know we don't look at DSP as like a dominating, like strong-willed person, right? Because we see him over there, but like, I think it's all him, right? I don't think Catherine to me seems very meek and very subdued. She seems very submissive in that aspect. And I don't think she is the one making any demands of him whatsoever. I feel I should just wait and save it for the next video, honestly, but long story short, which is too late already, but I feel he is very insecure about sex, and maybe she doesn't want sex at all, which I don't blame her, with him, and he feels insecure and hurt about that, so then he kind of shies away from all these sexual, like, or hot-looking women online on these video games and stuff. Like, anytime, like, a hot-looking woman shows up in a video game nowadays, he kind of shies away from it or acts kind of weird. You can see it in his face, let alone some talking refrigerator, you know? So I don't think it's just like his wife being super jealous and like making him like not like act all weird about it. I think it's more like a low testosterone issue, possibly ED, and he's just having a hard time coping with that and the fact that he's not attractive to his wife and all that. And it's just kind of like a whole ball of insecurities wrapped up, and now he's just like so wound up he can't even like, he gets all antsy like when any character of the opposite sex even shows up on screen for him now. But that's a whole nother thing. I'm gonna make a whole video about that later on. Today we're here going back in time a little bit to February 1st. I have a few short videos I wanted to get through really quick here. Some of you may remember this one, but I'm not gonna spoil. I'm just gonna react because it's been a while since I listened to it. So let's get it started. Oh, one more thing. I make a playlist where I like, oh, that's something interesting I might want to make a video on. So I have like a private playlist. I'm like, oh, this is something stupid he said. I'll just add this video to the private playlist so I know to make a video on it later. This video was in that playlist. But this, as you can see, this is just off of his level 1 podcast. It's literally just one of his level 1 podcasts. And I don't write notes to myself, which I really should because I have a bad memory. So I'm like, why is this video on my playlist? What exactly did he talk about that I needed to talk about for the stupid video? So I had to watch the whole thing up until this point where I'm like, oh, right, that's it. So I had him on 2x speed. Originally, I just had him on 1.5 speed, but that was still too slow. So I put him on 2x speed, like in the background while I was working on other stuff, just to see if this was a video I did want to react to or not. And it was, but even on 2x speed, like, yeah, obviously his voice sounded like higher pitched, but he was still talking like on 2x speed. He still was talking like a normal person would. That's how slow he talks. And I'm like, my God, you are talking so fucking slow. Like normally, like, because obviously when I got to the point where he's like, oh wait, now I need to slow this back down to normal so I can see if this is what it was. So when I slowed it back down to normal speed, it sounded like he was talking in slow motion. I know I have a bad habit where I kind of talk kind of fast, so I'm trying to slow myself down a little bit, but it's like the opposite with him, where he just talks so slow, you have to speed him up. Because otherwise, like we all know how much he drones on and on about nothing on his podcast every fucking day. You know, so it's like, because he just tries to drag it out so he doesn't have to play gameplay as much as possible. So, like, it's just so annoying. But anyway, let's actually start
Rumbleverse. Who here remembers Rumbleverse from last year? So for those who don't know off the top of their heads,
get your fucking hand out of my face, okay?
Well, it was. I don't know if it still is. A free-to-play game that's battle royale. And unlike other battle royale games that are like third-person shooters or first-person shooters, This one you play as like a superhero / wrestler combo. So it's like melee combat where you grapple and you slam, you do giant aerial moves. Think like, do you ever see Ultimate Muscle? So it's kind of like Ultimate Muscle in a battle royale environment. Okay? This came out, it had an early beta.
Okay, guys.
I believe it was around summer of last year, and then it actually came out in the fall. And I remember distinctly, it was pretty hilarious. People who you would
Picking
never
at his skin.
see playing this kind of game were advertising the shit about it on social media. Come watch my Rumbleverse stream. This game is great. #ad. And it was a lot of people. It wasn't just one or two. There was a lot of...
Today's word of the day is jealousy. Can you all say jealousy with me today? Jealousy.
paid shills who were advertising the shit out of this game for a big paycheck, okay? So there was definitely a push for this game to make it popular.
Picking at his... Stop picking at your hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, it failed because it was announced last night Rumbleverse is shutting down only 6 months after launching.
Oh,
the game
no.
is a ginormous flop. Very few people are playing it, and therefore it's
What is he
canceled.
doing with his neck? He keeps
6
like
months.
twerking his
They
neck.
developed this whole game for multiple years, released it, and even though they paid a bunch of shills online to say that it was good, no one bought it, no one believed it, and basically the game is a huge flop failure and is shutting down. They've even said because the game only ran for 6 months, they're actually going to refund
look how
anyone
bad
who
he's
spent
picking
any
at his
money on the game
hands.
At all, on any microtransactions.
I mean, I know he has
or
a
the
skin
season pass
issue,
or
but
whatever,
Jesus,
they're giving everyone
get
their
some
money
lotion,
back
Phil.
because it was such a flop. Now, here's the thing. I haven't played the game.
And again, he's just like over here laughing at other people's failures. But God forbid you laugh at his failures. He's like, give me another chance, or, well, that's not really nice. Why are you laughing? I'm like, I tried my best. But like, if anyone else fails, he's always the first one to laugh at it. Always.
All right, at all. I don't know anything about it, okay? So I can't sit here and say, oh, it's a terrible game. But what I can tell you is, when everyone tries to jump on the same bandwagon, someone's destined to fail. And even though it actually sounds to me like Rumbleverse is a game that's kind of original, it's not a third-person shooter. It's not a first-person shooter. It's an action game. It's still Battle Royale. They thought releasing a new Battle Royale game in 2022, I mean, what is this, 6-7 years late after the fad, was going to...
If it's lasted for 6 to 7 years, it's probably more than just a fad. I would argue it's probably a legitimate genre at this point, right, Phil? Like, it's not going away anytime soon, so I would imagine that it's more than just a fad. And speaking of Battle Royale, like, there was this one game that was, like, I'm not a big competitive online gamer. Like, I like to play single player, a lot of RPGs and stuff. But there was this one Battle Royale game that looked kind of interesting, but I never got into it. And I guess it went away, or they discontinued, they stopped the servers or whatever. It was like Battle Royale, but like you were wizards or something, and you can like use magic to fight against people. And that looked kind of interesting, but by the time I actually went to check in about it, like years later, it was already gone. But I'm like, that looked kind of cool. But like, I think it's kind of cool. Like, you take the Battle Royale genre, if you want to call it a genre, which like at this point it basically is a genre, and you like put different types of gameplay into it, and it could still work and be fun. But you don't know anything about fun, Phil. And it's like, I'm like, because I know I played a little bit of Apex, but I wasn't very good at it. But I'm not the best when it comes to first-person shooters anyway, so.
To be successful. I don't care how many shills you pay. All right? And they got prominent people. I saw multiple people in the FGC. The FGC? You think people who play competitive fighting games are going to care about Rumbleverses? Why would they? They're playing competitive fighting games. They don't care about Battle Royale. But these are the people who they pay.
It's still a fighting game as a Battle Royale, though, so it makes sense. Like, to me, that makes sense, right? It's a fighting game as Battle Royale. I mean, yeah, it's Battle Royale, but that's secondary to the fact that it's like a fighting wrestling type of game. So it would make sense that people who play a lot of fighting games would be sponsored to back this game. Again, this is just pure jealousy on his part. 100%.
Hey, you know, I saw Maximilian, dude.
And then we
quite a
dropped the
few
Maximilian.
others. Not to say that that's bad. He took a paycheck. Good for him. But it's pretty stupid.
It sounds like you're saying it's bad that he took the paycheck. Because, yes, even if the game failed, they still got paid for, as you call it, shilling it. Because that's a normal business practice. Every time I go and watch a normal person on YouTube, it's like they have a small little ad in the beginning of their video. Today's video is sponsored by so-and-so. And they do a little advertisement for it, and then they move on. They're not begging every 5 seconds in their video to make up for that. What is more intrusive? You stopping gameplay every 20 to 30 minutes to beg for money and tips and donations, guys, because I'm a crowd-funded individual, or someone doing not even a 5-minute ad at the beginning to be sponsored by someone, I add sponsorship money at the beginning of it, and then moving on. You know, but you make it sound like it's such a bad thing to, like, oh, you're selling out. They're not selling out. This is how you do business. I know this, and I didn't take business. I didn't have a business degree. You supposedly had a business degree. What were you doing in college? Were you sleeping? Like every class or something? Like, you would think he would know this if he majored in business. I'm like, did your daddy pay for you to get into college? Even then, you would have thought you would have picked up something from that degree. Were you not paying attention at all? Were you skipping classes to play Street Fighter 2? What were you doing?
That this is going to be successful so late, you know, it's just sad. Because again, this game is just kind of trying to ride a wave of what everyone else already did. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. I feel real bad for the people who worked on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine working on this game for years and years, putting out what seems to be pretty unique take on Battle Royale, and have it shut down with...
Oh, you feel bad for the people who made the game, but anytime you play a game and you're having issues and you're like, these fucking developers, the person who made this game should die and go to hell because this game sucks so bad. Blah, blah, blah. Every time he's playing a game that he doesn't like, or a game that's kicking his ass, he'll shit talk the developers like crazy. But all of a sudden now he's worried about and feeling bad for the developers because the game is being shut down. Get the fuck out of here with that fake sincerity bullshit. Come on, Phil. We know you better than that. Plus, I want you to check how bad his fucking chair is wobbling back and forth really quick when I resume the video. Because it is rocking like crazy. Like, I know you have restless leg syndrome or whatever, but Jesus, sit still for a second. And that brings me to another thing super quick. I'm sorry, this might end up being a longer video than I thought. Like, can you imagine if Phil actually, was given some Adderall? Because I think it's pretty clear he has, ADD or ADHD, but can you imagine, probably autism too, I wouldn't be surprised. But can you imagine, he might actually, function like a real legit person for once in his life? If he actually tried Adderall or anything like that? He's not going to do that because he sees that as some kind of sign of weakness. Oh, I can't actually take medication because that's a weakness. I can't do that because there's nothing wrong with me, dude. But if he actually did try to figure out what's going on with him mentally, maybe even go to therapy, like Craig said, actually institute healthy practices in his life, because if you think about it, he streams 3 streams a day, 6 days a week. Now, I don't want to give Phil any more credit than I would ever give him normally, right? But that is something, but not in a good way. Let me explain. Technically, that it could constitute as effort or work, right? But he is going to burn himself out like crazy, because doing 3 streams a day, 6 days a week. I'm not actually good at math, but ain't that like, what, 18 or something? But let me get my calculator because I'm going to sound stupid if I probably screw myself up. Oh, I am right. I'm smarter than I thought. 18 streams a week is a lot of freaking streams. Even if he doesn't do that much in those streams, that's still a crap load of streams to do in a week. He is burning himself out and becoming more and more detached from reality and deranged, and we are seeing him burn out live on stream. Every single day, he says something more and more unhinged than he has previously, and it is showing really bad. And we're just watching this man burn out and fall apart live online. And if it was a normal person, I would feel sad. I would feel bad about that. But he kind of brought this upon himself, and how horrible he has acted in the past and still to this day. Because, like, if he actually changed, not the bullshit, oh, I changed, guys, because he didn't actually change. But if he actually tried to be a better person and actually stopped mistreating his audience, stopped begging so much, maybe even got a part-time job on the side and actually tried to implement actual changes instead of the fake changes he claims he's did, if he actually did that, like, then maybe the healing and forgiveness could actually start and people would be more lenient with him. But that hasn't happened, and it's probably not going to happen. And then maybe I would actually feel a little bad for what's happening. But, like, I really don't feel bad because, like, again, he's brought this on himself. So we're just sitting here watching this man fall apart online, physically and mentally, because, like, his skin's falling apart. He keeps picking at his skin. He went to a skin doctor, or supposedly. I need to find that video actually, because I do another video on that too. But I digress.
Within 6 months of launch, because it has no traction. You know, whose fault is that? Why'd the game come out so late in the life cycle of battle?
Wait, hold on a sec. I'm sorry. I want to go back a little bit.
Multiple people in the FGC.
Oh, I went back a little too far.
You think people who play competitive fighting games are going to care about Rumble versus? Why would they? They're playing competitive fighting games. They don't care about Battle Royale. But these are the people who they pay. You know, I saw Maximilian, dude, and quite a few others. Not to say that that's bad. He took a paycheck. Good for him. But it's pretty stupid that they thought that this was going to be successful so late. You know, it's just sad because, again, this game is just kind of trying to ride a wave of what everyone else already did. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. I feel real bad for the people who worked on it.
Picking at his hand again.
Saying? Like, can you imagine working on this game for years and years, putting out what seems to be pretty unique take?
What was that? How do I go frame by frame? I don't even know how to do that. Shit.
It's sad. I feel real bad for the people who worked on it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
like,
sorry, guys.
Working on this game for years and years, putting out what seems to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine working on this game for years and years, putting out what seems to.
What is that? Is that just part of his ring? Do you see this? This, like, little. It's not part of the shirt. It's on his hand itself. And I thought maybe it was a little bandage, but when he had his hand up here before, it didn't look like there was a bandage. But what is that little, is that, maybe he'll bring his hand up again.
Pretty unique take on Battle Royale, and have a game for years and years, putting out
Look where his hand is, his left hand. When he brings it up, there's a glint of something, and I don't think it's his ring. Maybe it's a small little bandage, but maybe I didn't see it.
What seems to be pretty unique take on Battle Royale. Imagine we're.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to actually. I didn't think this was going to go this way. We're slowing him actually down.
It's sad. I feel real bad for the people who worked on it. You know what I'm
The devil's eyes. The blackest eyes.
saying? Like, you imagine working
Okay, he's bringing his hands up.
for years.
He's touching it. He's scratching it probably.
What seems
That right there. What is that? I think it's a little bandage. Really, one more time. He keeps picking at it. Right there. Right there. Alright. We'll go back to... That looks like it's a tiny, small little bandage on his, like, thumb or something. But it's not wrapped around, because when he had his hand facing the other way, I didn't, like... He showed the inside of his left hand towards the camera, and I didn't see a bandage wrapped around anything. So maybe it's a small little bandage on, like, his pointer finger, like, knuckle? Or maybe his, like, thumb knuckle? Or something like that. But it's not wrapped all the way around.
Pretty unique take on Battle Royale. And
sorry about that. I got distracted.
Because it has no traction. You know,
and he's bringing it back. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, it is. You can see it. I'm sorry. Oh, I am sorry, but I'm onto something.
Because it has no traction. You know, whose fault is that?
Bam! Right there! What? That is a fucking bandage, my dude. And I'm not... You know, because it's like, I'm not trying to be a dick, and I'm not making fun of someone because of, like, medical reasons or whatever. Because we all have medical reasons. That's not really a good thing to make fun of someone for. I'm just more excited that I actually spotted something that... on my own, I don't know. But, like, yeah, that's definitely a bandage on his hand. From, obviously, we know now that he has, like, some, like... What did he call it? I'm gonna have to find that video and go over it. It was, like, some kind of eczema or eczema. I don't know. Some kind of, like, whatever. Because he keeps picking at his hands constantly. And obviously, he must have picked on it so much that it bled. I'm like, stop. Do we have... You know how, like, you get those mittens and you put it on, like, toddlers or babies so they don't, like, scratch their eyes or anything like that? I think we're gonna have to do something like that. Just get, like, locking mittens and, like, put them on his hands so he can't scratch his own hands or his skin. And then when he's done, like, streaming or it's time for him to eat, Cat come over and take that gloves off for him or the mittens off for him or something. And then right back on they go. Maybe put, like, squirt a bunch of the lotion or cream on the inside of the mittens and slide your hands in or something. Maybe she's gonna have to do something like that for him. I don't know. I'm not making fun of him because of this. Like, I don't want that to come across because, like, it's not something. Well, I mean, if he took care of himself a little bit better, it could probably, like, alleviate a lot of the symptoms he's probably having. But at the same time, I don't want to make fun of someone for some kind of medical issue either. I'm more excited about the fact that I thought I saw something and I did actually see something, and I'm not just, like, imagining something. So I digress again. Let's actually continue. Or not.
Why did the game come out?
Jesus
so
Christ, he is terrifying.
In the live
in slow motion like this, he is terrifying. Like, look at his mouth move.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I got my face is drooping. Oh my god, I gotta stop.
So, for me, here's the funny part.
It's almost...
Naruto said,
it's almost like he's talking in a different language or talking backwards in this such a slow 0.2.5 or 2.5 speed. Like, doesn't it almost sound like he's not even talking English anymore?
Streamers played the game and liked it. Why not sponsor? First of all, what are you talking
What are you? He sounds drunk. He sounds drunk. What are you talking about? I never said that. I'm sorry.
You have concrete evidence that every single streamer who got a paycheck for Rumbleverse actually liked the game. You have this evidence. Besides them just saying they did, which obviously they're going to fucking say because they took a paycheck. Like, what are you talking about? All right, here's a real good question for you. Out of all those people in those communities that got paid a paycheck to advertise Rumbleverse, how many people are still playing it today? I would love for you to start listing right now, since you want Haruto, since you want to be such a big defense.
Yep, it's right. It's right there. I should have just waited a little bit, and I would have found it easily. I mean, it's pretty obvious now. I should have just waited a couple more minutes, and it would have shown itself right there.
Advertisement strategy. How many of them are playing Rumbleverses today? How many are so sad
Maybe that's
that it's shutting down?
why he's trying to keep his hands down.
How many kept tears on their streams last? Oh no, not Rumbleverse! You're so full of it. Why do you think they only played it for a few weeks and then came out and they played it more and then that's it?
He's making it sound like it's a bad thing, and it's not. This is a normal business practice. Company pays you money, you talk up the product, say it's really good, you get paid for it. It says #ad in it, whatever, you move on. And it's up for the people who are viewing it if they want to try that or not. This is a normal business practice. Why are you making it sound like it's such a horrible thing to do? I'll tell you why. It's because of jealousy. He can't get any sponsorships. Because I almost guarantee, he claims he would, oh, no, I'm a true and honest gamer, guys. But I almost guarantee if some company came up and offered him a sponsorship, he would probably take it. But then again, like, Raid Shadow Legends basically would sponsor anyone, right? Like, I'm pretty sure even, like, I've seen people, I hate to say that, I've seen people with less subs and less of a following than DSP get Raid Shadow Legends sponsorships. But I don't think they just go out and actively seek to have people sponsor them. I think it's more of like, if you just go to them and say, hey, I want to be sponsored, they would probably just do it. I don't know if they actually actively seek out to do sponsorships with people, or if you have to, like, go to them or not. But, like, I mean, like, a company like that would probably be willing to sponsor him. But I don't know if, like, they reached out to him already or something like that and he turned them down, or if, like, he just has too much pride to actually go up to a company and ask to be sponsored by them or not. I don't really see him doing something like that unless they actually come to him. You gotta come to me and send me an email to my business email, guys, and then we'll talk in a business private thing. You can't actually call me, and I can't actually call anyone else for it. So, but he's making it sound like it's such an awful thing that someone takes sponsorships. Like, so, like, I know some people, like, actually won't take sponsorships unless they actually like the item. And I know a lot of people will get, like, review copies for the game or whatever, and if they don't like it, they'll be honest and be like, yeah, it's a fun game or whatever, but I'm just not really into it or something. And that's fine, too. You don't have to kiss the game's ass most of the time.
They dropped it and never played it again because it's fucking a paycheck, man. You guys, I swear to God, people fall for the
How
dumbest
dare they
shit.
take a paycheck and actually not beg their fans for it?
Anytime it says #ad, you can never trust anything. Seriously.
You know why this is because he's trying to build this up to be like some big thing, that he's like the underdog, right? And he's like the only one who doesn't take an ad, doesn't take a podcast. I'm the one. I'm the guy. And I'm the one who will never take an ad, who will always be honest and truthful with you. disregard all the documented lies I've told you guys in the past, but I'm the honest, transparent guy. I don't take ads. I'm a personally crowdfunded. How many times have we heard that? I'm a crowdfunded individual. I don't make my money on ads. He prides himself on the fact that he doesn't take ads, but when you get down to it, that just means that you're like just begging all the time. So instead of taking an actual paycheck and quote unquote working for that money, you're just begging your fan base and siphoning money off of them. So you don't have any of your actual money. All the stuff you buy, your groceries, like he doesn't really buy anything to help booster the stream or make the stream look any better, right? But like every single stupid little thing he spends money on is fan paid because that's all he gets his money from. Well, I won't say that. He does get some ad revenue from YouTube, but not a whole lot, I don't think. But again, he's trying to set up this like false narrative that like, oh, I'm the lone wolf. I'm better than all these other people because I don't take ads. Like it's somehow better when it's not. You know, so he's trying to set this whole narrative to try to like make himself more appealing to his dented fans that like, oh, you can actually trust him and his opinions, even though you can't, because the rule of thumb I always go with is that whatever opinion Phil has, the opposite is most likely true. There's only been a very small amount of times that he was actually correct and I agreed with him on something. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm a little gassy today. I'm trying not to do it in the mic. I don't want to be like Phil. But basically, it's like he has like so many awful takes and opinions on so many things. You can't even really rely on his opinions. So it's like basically just whatever his opinion is, whatever he thinks of something, the opposite is probably the better bet to go with. But
anyway, sad. Pretty sad, honestly. All right? Because I think the game should basically say that there's sadly, it should have more of a chance. It should have more of a chance. This
what? Why are you caring about this one game over all the other games that he shit on so many times? How many countless games has he, like, these developers, again, I'm repeating myself, but it's like, how many countless games has he done that? Where it's like, these developers need to go to hell, this game is shit, blah, 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 blah. Oh, but it's really sad about this one game, guys, because it's wrestling.
Haruto says, Max said he liked it, but he moved on because he needs to play a variety of games. Oh, yeah. He needs to play a variety of games. The guy who's rolling in money, has sponsorships out the ass, literally gets every game early, paid sponsorships. He couldn't just play it every once in a while. He needs to keep playing a variety of games.
Again, if there's any doubt in your mind this is about jealousy, there you go. That should convince you.
Butthole Defense Force in full action here. We got to protect those butts of people who we really like online and justify.
Are you jealous that your fans have other streamers that they like besides just you? Is that it? Do you want to, like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you want to have your fans, your followers be like only watching you and no one else? That's what he wants. He wants to be like their cult leader. He wants, I'm like, no, you can't be a fan of other people and watch me too. You got to just like me. Don't watch any of these other people out there that are actually successful and getting sponsorships and deals and actually getting paid or whatever. No. Only watch me. Only give your money to me. No one else, because I really need that money. He doesn't need that money, guys.
Good Lord. By the way, just for the record, I just want you to know, Haruto, Maximilian is not going to come to your house and give you a blowjob because you're kissing his butt. That's not happening.
Oh my God.
Just thought you should know that. You can stop cupping his balls now. He's a grown man. He took a paycheck. It's fine. There's actually nothing wrong with it.
Is it?
But
You're
the
making
fact
it sound like there's something wrong with it, Phil.
And it is ridiculous. Anyway, let's continue. So, there was another announcement, and this one's a little disheartening.
What?
There are some games, all right, that are currently on Xbox Game Pass that will not be shortly. And apparently, well, let me take that back. I said that wrong. There are some games that are currently on Xbox 360 arcade, like live. You could buy them off the Xbox 360 digital store. They're going to be removed, all right? And you cannot get them on the Xbox 360 anymore. However, if those games are still available on the marketplaces for example, Xbox One or Xbox Series X, S, or X, you can get them, okay? Now, the thing that's a little scary is that there actually are some games currently available on the Xbox 360 marketplace that are going to be removed that are not available
rocking back
on
and
the
forth
marketplaces for the other consoles, which means essentially these games, unless you own physical copies, will no longer be able to be purchased or played on an Xbox console. And here's the games. Ready? Blood of the Werewolf, Counter-Strike Go, Global Offensive, Daytona USA, Defense Grid, Final Fight Double Impact, although there is an asterisk here. This will be available in the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle instead. Iron Brigade, Jeremy McGrath's Off-Road, Jet Set Radio, Left 4 Dead 1, Left 4 Dead 2, Mutant Blob's Attack, Prince of Persia from 2008, Ruse, Sega Vintage Collection Alex Kidd and Company, Skate 2, Spelunky, and the Orange Box. So if you don't download those games onto your Xbox 360, like right now, they're being removed.
right now, right to jail,
I
right
put
now.
on the date. Boy, I'm stupid.
Yes, you are.
I think it's the middle of this month. I think that's what they said. I think they said it was the middle.
So real quick, I'm more of a Sony fan, I guess you could say. I have like every Sony console. We have an Xbox One, but I don't really play it. I never really liked the feel of the Xbox controller, to be honest. And I know Phil here is a huge fan of Game Pass, but I honestly never liked it. Now, I have PlayStation Plus, but I have the bare essential one where you just get to play online and the 3 monthly games you get, and the 3 monthly games you get to play online, and the most important reason why I have it is because you can back up your save data in case something happens to it. That's why I get it. It's because of the save data backup thing, right? Now, I know you can get now you have the different tiers of the PlayStation Plus, so you can get different things and you can play games like Game Pass, right? The thing that's different with Game Pass and PlayStation and all this stuff, he loves to say that Game Pass is better than PlayStation Plus, and that, like, whatever, it's like, oh, it's such a great value. You can play any game on Game Pass, and it's like some of these day one releases. Yeah, that is true, but like every couple weeks to every couple months, there's at least 4 to 5 titles that are flying off of Game Pass. It's such a temporary thing. Like, if you have a game that you really like that's on Game Pass, there's almost no guarantee that game is going to remain on there unless it's like Halo or something like Microsoft owns itself that's like exclusive to Xbox. So if it's like any of the many Halo games or the rare replay games, but other than those, like, there's almost no guarantee that game's going to stay on Game Pass. So you don't really own these games. It's basically just like Blockbuster online for Xbox games, right? So it's like, yeah, you can play the games, and it's cool that you can play these games and try the demos of these games. Well, it's not a demo, but like basically it's a demo. So it's like you can play this game, you're not really sure if you're going to like it or not, for free. Well, it's not free. I mean, you're still paying like, what, $30 a month or something like that, or I don't know exactly how much it is because I haven't bought Game Pass in a long time. But like, you can still try these games out, and then if you like them, sure, then you can buy it or play it for as long as you can while it is on Game Pass, and maybe you'll get lucky and if it's a shorter game or something, or if it actually stays on Game Pass for a decent amount of time, you could actually finish the game and you got the game for free, essentially, quote unquote. But like, if you take a while to play games, or if it's a long RPG or something like that, there's no guarantee you're going to be able to finish that. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's no guarantee that that game's going to remain on there long enough for you to play it. So you don't own any of these games. And that's what I never liked about it, you know? So like, the difference is, at least with me, and I haven't tried any of the other tiers for PlayStation Plus, so I don't know the other tiers. I don't know how often, like for the other higher tiers for PlayStation Plus, I don't know if those games eventually will go away like Game Pass, or if they're always going to be on there or not. I haven't really looked into that. But I know for the basic tier, the 3 monthly games that come out every month, you get 3 games for free. Not free, but you know what I mean. As part of the deal. And as long as you claim those games to your game library, you can play those games for as long as you want, as long as you have active PlayStation Plus membership. So as long as you keep paying for PlayStation Plus, those games are never going to go away like Game Pass will. So like a game that I claimed, 2 or 3 years ago on PlayStation Plus as a monthly game, sure, there's not a whole lot of options for different games, because it's only 3 games a month every single month, and it might take a while to get to a game you like. But say eventually like one of those cool games you've been waiting for shows up on I almost said Game Pass, shows up on PlayStation Plus monthly thing, you can actually finally claim that, and then like 2 or 3 years later you can go back and play it again. It's never gonna leave your library as long as you still have an active PlayStation Plus membership. And as long as you want to play a game online or back up your save data, you're probably going to at least get the basic PlayStation Plus membership, which isn't all that expensive. Honestly, I think it's only like $50 to $60 a year for the basic. And that's not that much, honestly, for a whole year's worth, and being able to play online and the back up the save data and also getting free games. Because at least you don't technically own it, but like as long as you have a membership, those games are never going to go away like Game Pass. They just won't. And that's why I like that better. I don't like Game Pass because, like I said, it seems like every week or every 2 weeks, there's like a handful of games that are leaving Game Pass and new games are coming in, and you don't really have a whole lot of time to play any of those games. It's cool to try out some new games that you were kind of iffy on or whatever, but that was just my personal opinion.
Of this month. Now, some of those are good. Left 4 Dead, Skate 2.
I think we're done with this
PlayStation
video.
Plus collection
with this
titles
video
that are on
anyway.
there that are going to be removed on May 9th, and if you don't have them redeemed...
Alright, that's enough of that. Speaking of sponsorships... So we got a DSP Tries It from 2 months ago. Not DSP Tries, I mean Memeology 101 video, I'm sorry. It's kind of late, so I'm making a little bit of mistakes, I apologize. Burning the midnight fuel. Actually, it's almost 5 a.m., so probably should get to bed sometime soon, but
Banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, squeeze the peel, it comes in, then squeeze banana. This seems to be anonymous. Would you accept sponsorship from Xbox if it presented itself? You had the script down when you did that segment a couple weeks ago, explaining why you don't like the PS5. It honestly felt like a plea for Microsoft Spray sponsorship. I don't have sponsorships, nor am I looking for one. I easily could have multiple sponsorships any day of the week. I get offers from indie game companies. I get offers from online companies who provide a service and they want to advertise their services. I've got VPN companies. Yes, Raid Shadow Legends. Like all
there you go. So he has been if we're to believe him, he has been reached out for some of these sponsorships. But I'm a little dubious if he actually has been reached out or not, to be honest, because I don't believe this asshole at all. Like, can't trust him as far as you can throw him, and he's pretty heavy, so I don't really trust you, Phil. Sorry, I don't actually think you're getting a whole bunch of people asking you to sponsor stuff. I really don't. Maybe Raid Shadow Legends, because like I said before, they do sponsor a lot of people. So like I would believe maybe Raid Shadow Legends, but I don't think it's a whole lot. I think you're just kind of stroking your ego here a little bit.
Common things that you see advertised on everyone else's channel, I get offered too.
I'm done addressing it. I'm done fucking putting up with it. Enough is fucking enough. My life has been systematically fucked up year after year by people fucking with me. I can't get sponsorships. I can't get all the same opportunities every other full-time streamer gets because of you pieces of fucking shit trying to ruin my life. Fuck you. I'm done putting up with your shit. I'm not entertaining for a single moment any more of your stupid bullshit. You could say anything you fucking want. I don't give a fuck. Go fuck yourself.
And I just ignore them. I turn them down. Almost every day I get one now. It's probably, I'd say maybe in a given week of 7 days.
This
I probably get at
is
least 4 off.
lies.
Okay? No.
Why
I don't
you
want
always lying?
Could it be easy money? Yes. It's kind of like a whole deal where could I do it? Yeah, but what it would mean is taking. I feel, and this is me, and you could disagree because some people have disagreed with me over the years.
Hand to my chest. Trust me, guys. Trust me. I'm being honest with you. Hand to my chest. Swear to God. Swear to Allah. This is the legitimate truth. All these people are begging me to take them as sponsorships so I can have easy money, but I reject them all so I can take your money instead. Jeez.
I feel that if I turn on the level 1...
Like, what is worse? What is worse here? You got two options, right? Either he's telling the truth or he's lying. If he's telling the truth and he's actually getting all these sponsorships if he's trying to get all these ad companies trying to offer him sponsorships and he's actually rejecting them, I would argue that is so much worse than him lying about this and not actually getting any sponsorship opportunities. Because how many, like we just saw that older clip, how many years has he's always claimed the victim and said, oh, I can't get any sponsorships because of you guys and the cult-like following against me and all blah, 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 right? Like, he's said that so many damn times. And if he's actually telling the truth here, like, because we can't trust anything he says, so was he lying both times? Is the truth somewhere in the middle? Like, honestly, I would think it would be worse if he's actually being truthful here and he's actually actively rejecting that. Because if he's rejecting all these for some bullshit image of being like the standalone, honest YouTube guy who doesn't take a handout or shill or whatever, he's not a shill. He's some kind of standalone hero of the layman bullshit persona he's trying to portray here. That's so much worse because at the end of the day, you're still taking a paycheck. You're just taking a paycheck from your fans instead of these billion-dollar companies that can actually afford to pay people out to advertise. And at the end of the day, I feel people would not have that much of an issue with you if you actually did take these sponsorships from actual companies as opposed to begging your dents all the time for it. But no, like, if he's actually being truthful here, which I don't think he is, honestly, I'm getting the feeling he's over-exaggerating to try to make him seem more successful than he already is in his fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt from like early 2000s or some bullshit. But I feel he's just lying about this, but if he's not lying about that, that's even worse than if he was lying about it. Honestly, it's a lose-lose situation you're putting yourself in here, Phil. And I'm spitting all over the place right now. What is wrong with me today? I'm sorry.
Podcast brought to you by blah blah VPN, and I have to do a 5 to 10 minute advertisement. Hey guys, did you
Usually not 10 minutes. There's no person doing a 10-minute ad in their video. Are you insane? Not even 5 minutes. Usually it's like 2 to 3 minute ad in the beginning of your video. In the beginning of your, what, 3 to 4 hour stream video? Like, and then on top of that, how is that any better than the, what, 5 to 10 different ads you throw in randomly in your videos? Because, like, YouTube gives you the options to choose the number of ads you can throw in your videos for, like, you got the beginning ad, you got the end ad, you got the mid-roll ad, and then you got a few other ones you can throw in. And you guaranteed he's throwing in as many ads as he can peppered into his each and every one of his damn videos to maximize his profits and get the most ad revenue that he possibly can, right? Guaranteed. So how is that any worse than you throwing in 5 to like 7, maybe even 10 ads, smaller ads in the video instead of just a 4-minute ad in the beginning of the video instead? Because you know that wouldn't be enough. You know, even if he did take the sponsorship and he had a 4-minute ad at the beginning of the video, he would still have a mid-roll ad. He would still have an end-roll ad. He would still have all these other ads in the middle. Guaranteed he would still throw all those other ads in, and it would be more ad than actual content at that point. And maybe that's what he's afraid of. Maybe he doesn't want it to be so explicitly shown how much he is trying to use a system in his favor. You know what I mean?
Do you ever want to watch all the Harry Potter movies, but for some reason they're not on HBO Max? Well, get blah blah VPN and change your world location from the United States to Eastern Europe. Because in Eastern Europe, they love Harry Potter over on HBO Max, and now you can watch all those movies. Look, I'll do it right now. And I show the demo. Oh, here it is. And blah. See what I'm saying? Like, I could easily do that.
That would take
Why don't you just
effort.
change your entire formula completely from what you did that was successful all along? Because I'm not an asshole. I'm not a sellout. I'm not a shill. I'm not a fucking moron who constantly changes what they want to do for the sake of making a buck. That's why.
Nice. DSP reacts.
And it have to be, by the way, the way that those guys...
Because that's true. He's such a hypocrite for everything. Every single thing that he said he would never do in the past when he was actually successful, and he would say, I would never do this, I would never do that. In turns, he eventually ended up doing, all to make a quick buck because his business is failing. So he's grasping at any little thing that could help him.
Is that they basically do it every video or a series of videos, okay? And it's obnoxious, all right? Now, here's the thing. I think a lot of people have kind of come to the conclusion that it's a necessary evil, okay? In reality, it's not true. In reality, I am the case example that it's not true because I don't do it. Yet here I am. Hi, everyone. I'm operating a business. I don't have any of that.
Hi, I'm the owner of a failing business who has this whole cult-like mentality of people, his words, not mine, cult-like following of hate watchers that harass my every single move because I extort, take advantage of, and beg my audience constantly to stay afloat. And even then, I'm not staying afloat because of my hideous addictions that cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. But hey, I'm technically running a business here, guys. I'm like, Phil, oh my god, I'm already repeating myself now. Because it's not a good look that, okay. It's like, before the interview, before some of these videos came out, like, it was just annoying, his begging, right? It was annoying, And that was a lot of the reasons why a lot of people were trolling him, rightfully so, about it. After the interview, after the bank leaks, after the WWE Champions stuff was revealed, after all this, people are just more upset, more pissed off at this man's greed, at this man's fucking audacity to come online every single day, cry poor, cry broke, when we know that's not the case, and then have the gall to be like, I'm different. I don't take these sponsorships, guys. I really don't. I'm better than that. I'm running a successful business without taking sponsorships. At what cost, Phil? At what cost are you staying afloat as a quote-unquote successful business? That you have a wave of negativity that has outgrown even you, that's more successful than you, that follows you around for many different reasons, but one of the main reasons is because you beg, extort, and treat your fans like utter shit. You use them as a piggy bank. You don't see them as actual fans that like your content. You use them as a crutch, as a piggy bank, as an excuse. I would much rather, again, I'm repeating myself, but I would much rather see you have a little sponsored ad at the beginning of your videos than have you stop your fucking streams every 5 seconds to beg and like, guys, don't forget, I would really love to hit the first $50 tip goal today, guys, so I could put my fucking dumbass Gunner glasses on. Which he probably should at least get prescription lenses put in those things, because we all know he's blind as fuck. But Jesus Christ, Phil, come on. This is not looking good for you. This is a bad look. But he's acting so arrogant, like he genuinely thinks this makes him look better.
That correct? Right? Am I not operating a business right this very moment? Well, guess what?
You're not.
If I can't file my taxes, I can't pay my taxes, I go to jail, and I can't stream.
So it's a successful business, dude.
Of avoiding that, again, I can't help you. You're an idiot. If you're that dumb, I can't help you. I mean, really, if you're really that fucking brain dead stupid. I love doing celebratory goals. I love doing rewards. But I'm in a situation right now where life has jumped into the situation and said, sorry, you need to do something different than usual.
And he's always in, like, he's always, like, I lost my train of thought. It was just, it's gone. Jeez, I'm sorry.
Because this is coming up. So either I handle it or I don't.
That's it. It's always someone else's fault. It's never his fault. It's always, life has thrown this at me. It's not fair. It's not my fault. Life has thrown this at me. This happens. It's a detractor's fault. It's everyone's fault. It's never his fault. It's classic narcissism. And like, obviously we all know this, but it's just like, my God, it's like, it's a train wreck. And that's why we're all here. We love seeing a train wreck. We love seeing the twisted bodies on the street. And I know that's a little morbid, and I'm sorry about that. But it's like, it's true. And this is all brought upon himself. Like, I know, like, Wings trolls and maybe some of the other Lolcow trolls go a lot harder on Wings and whoever. But we don't really have to do that with Darkside Phil, because even if we all disappeared, he would still continue his own downfall. This is all self-inflicted. We just are sitting back watching and recording and documenting the downfall of this man live on the internet as it happens in real time. And we really don't have to do a whole lot to troll him, really. We take up a huge portion in his mind, though. There's a huge part of his mind dedicated to us detractors, even though we aren't really doing hardly anything to him, really. Like, oh, someone sent a cardboard penis one time or some bullshit. Oh, there's so much worse things we could do to him if we wanted to, but we don't have to. We realize that we don't have to because he's doing it all to himself. We're just here for the ride. We're here to watch the train wreck, Phil, and you are the train wreck. And you've been going off the rails like crazy, and we see that giant city coming with a giant metropolis, and this train's just barreling down the tracks, waving back and forth off the rails completely, actually. And you can't stop it, and we're just waiting for you to hit rock bottom. And apparently every time we think you did hit rock bottom, someone throws, you throw yourself another shovel and get right back to digging and proving us wrong that we haven't seen rock bottom yet. So we're here and we're waiting for it. But yeah.
If I ignore it and I go to jail for not paying my taxes, I can't stream, dumbass. So how about you grow the fuck up and grow a brain? You are a dumbass. That functions, and I don't have it. I don't need it, right? So case in point, hi, I've been here for 15 years. I've been doing this full time since late 2010.
Really bad example there, Phil.
You guys support me enough that I'm good. And you guys are, giving me opportunity to try new things with DSP Reacts. You guys support those efforts as well. You see what I'm saying?
They have no choice but to support you for those things because you won't shut the fuck up about it. Because they know that you're screwed if they don't support you. So they feel like, in a way, they're like slaves to you. They feel they are obligated to support it. It's a whole mind thing. And again, if Steve of the Dead has probably gone over this so much time, but they feel indentured to you in a way that they are forced to give you money to keep providing this, because I guess for some reason or another you get entertainment out of this, right? They get entertainment out of this, not you, but they do. So they feel like, oh, in order to keep him going so he can provide this quote-unquote entertainment, we gotta keep giving him money. Because he'll yell at us again if we don't.
The sponsorship is now gone. Case in point,
gone.
But the people
in an instant, out the window.
There's various different reasons. A lot of them just can't, at least per their criteria or their standard, they're not making enough. Here's the thing. If I look at someone like, all right, let me give you some examples.
What is this?
Okay. Nostalgia Critic. Okay, this is a guy who, he makes a certain kind of content. It appeals to a certain kind of audience, a long-standing audience. You're probably not going to see Nostalgia Critic.
His camera keeps auto-adjusting,
right? He has
like crazy. I don't know if it's the white balance or the auto contrast or what, but it keeps auto-adjusting. Really annoying.
Audience, and therefore, he needs to make money. Now, he probably makes a certain set amount of money. That's all right. But in order to actually keep that going, he has to supplement that with other income. So when you look at a guy like Nostalgia Critic, he's not growing, right? He's not, but he has a happy audience.
I don't like the Nostalgia Critic. I really don't. Because, like, I've heard how he treated all the other people on his channel or whatever. Or in his website or whatever you want to call it. Anything like that. But you gotta admit, he's growing more than you probably are. He's more successful than you are. And to give the man credit, he actually has, like, a warehouse set where they actually, like, have props and do filming and have multiple cast members that are reoccurring that he has to have on payroll and all this crazy stuff. He actually has to budget and actually has, like, all these different things that go into his channel that you don't. Okay, so yeah, it makes sense that he would probably have to take an attitude because he has people on his payroll to pay because he's an actual business, unlike you. He actually has employees he has to pay. He has health insurance for them that he has to pay. He has rent for the studio that they shoot at that he has to pay, unlike you. So it's not a really good comparison there, Phil, because he's way more successful than you will ever be.
Who likes what he's doing, And if he can supplement that with income and make a living, then more power to him. What gets me are the YouTubers and the streamers who are giant. These people have insane amounts of views. They're already making ridiculous amounts of money, and then they take sponsorships on top of it.
I mean, I'll be honest, just like any other normal human, yes, am I jealous of certain people and of people who are successful and whatever? Of course I am.
Of course I am.
Of course I'm going to have jealousy. That's a natural human emotion for those who have more than...
And then he thinks it's like, oh, these people have giant yachts and they're super rich living in mansions. I'm like, you don't know the first thing about these people and how much money they make or what they spend their money on. I'm sure they spend their money a lot more sensibly than you do, though. But yeah, and in order to keep getting money, they have to take sponsorships and ads. They still have, well, I mean, I would hope that they have paid off a house, unlike you. But you know what I mean? They still have bills to pay at the end of the day. They still have to go grocery shopping, guys. And they would rather not beg their audience for that. So yeah, they take ads. It makes sense. Or maybe they're building up a nice retirement nest egg, you know, something you will never be able to do.
And you're always going to have that natural kind of jealousy of those who maybe have, been more successful or things like that.
That's the shit that really irks me. That's like, you're out of your mind, right? So I would not say, like, I would not criticize Nostalgia Critic and be like, hey, Doug Walker is a sellout. I don't think so. I don't believe that at all. I think he's doing what he needs to do to get by with his set audience of viewers who are going to be there for him forever. And
what makes Doug Walker different from all these other people, though? Like all these quote-unquote big-name YouTubers. Why are they shills, but Doug Walker isn't, though? Because all these other guys, they still have, like, bills to pay. They probably also have more effort put into their videos than you do. They probably don't have to fucking make 18 streams a day. They can probably just put actual effort into their videos and make 1 or 2 videos a week. Did I say a day? 18 streams a week. And like I said, they can probably only put out 1 or 2 streams or videos a week, and it'll probably make way more money and way more viewership than all your streams combined, Phil. And so what makes them a shill but Doug Walker not? I'm not really understanding the logic there, honestly. And at the end of the day, none of them are a shill. It's a legitimate business practice. They are taking a contract, if you want to call it, a paycheck, whatever, to advertise for whatever reason. That's how business is done online. Considering you spend your entire life online, you would think you would understand and know this, but you don't, because you're trying to portray yourself in some more of a positive light, like you're holier than thou, you're better than these people, but you're really not, though.
Likely, that's about it. He's not going to explode with popularity, having been around as long as he had. Just
but
me.
The other ones
I'm never
will?
going to explode with popularity either, right?
You're not.
Is it annoying?
Unless you like jerk off on camera again.
Yes. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say, yes, if I watch a Nostalgia Critic video today, I know I'm kind of grown. Oh, God, there's going to be a big fucking ad plug. And I'm going to have to fucking skim through it, and it's just annoying. And the other thing is, I have YouTube Premium. All right? I already pay a set amount of money a month.
Oh, my gosh.
So that I can avoid ads on YouTube. Correct?
Honestly, like, I mean, I know he's not, because I know YouTube would never do that, but like the way he acts is like he's trying to get a sponsorship from YouTube itself to sponsor YouTube Premium, but I know YouTube would never like sponsor someone like Phil anyway, because like, I mean, come on, they can do a lot better than fucking Phil to sponsor ads, like, or sponsor YouTube Premium, right? So I know they're never gonna. But I think he's maybe been trying to fish for getting a sponsorship from them or something. I don't know, but it's like he's always like complaining about, yo, YouTube, I get YouTube Premium and I don't have to, like, yeah, YouTube Premium is nice. My favorite thing about YouTube Premium was I could watch something on my phone on YouTube, and I could actually like close the screen or lock the screen and it would still play. That was my favorite thing. So like if I was like doing the dishes, I could watch something and lock my screen and still have it play in my ear if it was a podcast or something, right? But that was my favorite thing about it. Anyway. Yeah, that was yeah. Oh yeah, that was what I was gonna say. Wow, my brain. But like, if you have a YouTuber you really like, you're gonna put up with that. Like, I really like to watch Wendigoon, and I'm sure everyone, like, he's such a big name now. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who I'm talking about, right? But like, he's just so charismatic and personal. Like, even when he's doing the ads, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I kind of like skim through it or make it go a little bit faster, but even if I had to sit and watch him do an ad, it's still interesting. Oh, in a way, it's still interesting. I'm willing to put up with it because I appreciate him as a content creator because he actually makes good content, unlike you, Phil. So it's like, it's not that big a deal. He's making it seem like it's such a arduous task to have to sit there and listen to a content creator that you actually enjoy talking about an ad for literally 3 to 4 minutes. Oh my gosh. It's like, I pay for YouTube Premium so I don't have to watch ads. I'm like, shut up. Then we'll go watch cable and TV. There's millions of ads on there. How is that any different?
That revenue goes to whose videos I'm watching, right? So if I watch a Nostalgia Critic video, he's getting credit for all the ad revenue views on that video.
Nice Zeke Heil over here.
But now I have to watch another ad. So it's like, I paid, so you get paid because I like your content, but now you're asking me to watch an ad on top of the ads I already paid to skip. I don't like that. I find that way intrusive, and it very much annoys me. And that's terrible. That's such a terrible thing. Now,
I thought he said he doesn't watch any other content creators, though. Remember a little while back, he was always saying, oh, I don't have time to actually sit down and watch anyone on YouTube anyway. I don't have time to actually watch other content creators at all. And now, lately, these past, like, year or two, he's like, well, me and my wife sit down, and she cucks me by watching all these other Let's Players and none of my content. Or him over here now saying, oh, I watched Doug Walker or whatever. It's like, but I thought you said before you didn't have time to watch any of these content creators, Phil. So which one is it?
Agree. I think what's happened is a lot of people have been desensitized to this paid product placement mentality because a lot of YouTubers have done it. This is how they make a living. All right? But I am the case.
No, you're not. You're not making a very good proof or case for this, Phil.
Because I make a living not doing it. I could still make
ends meet, man. You really
don't,
though.
You guys support my content enough. You like the ad-free, shill-free content enough.
And that's another thing he does psychologically. He's like putting words in his fans' mouths. I'm sorry, this is going way too long. But like, he puts so many words in his fans' mouth. You like this. You like that. How do you know they like you? Like, okay, stick with me here, right? So like, he begs his fans for money. They give him money because he is begging for it. They don't give him money because they approve of all the things that he's doing. They don't give him money as a sign. They don't give him money as a sign that they like this. They don't give him money as a sign that they like this ad-free, shill-free stuff. They probably think, God, I wish he could get a sponsorship so he could shut the fuck up about shills and all this other stuff, and he could stop asking us for money every goddamn day, so he could stop talking about the hat and the vest and all this stuff. If he could just get a couple sponsorships so he could stop annoying and bothering us, so I can sit back here and actually watch him play. That's probably what they're thinking, but he takes them giving him money and support as agreeing with every single business practice he ever does. So by that, he's saying, you like this. You like it when I do this. You like it when I do that. You're really liking my DSP reacts. You're really liking this game through. You're liking X game. Why? Why does he think that? Is he saying that because people are supporting it? No, they're supporting it because you asked them to. You're begging them. You're giving so many reasons. It's my day off. Taxes are coming. I got big bills to pay. That's why they're paying you. They're not paying you because they like this or that business practice that you do or that. They're not doing that. They're doing it because you're asking them to. So he's doing this, you like this, as kind of like some mind control, crowd control kind of tactic here, where it's like, oh yeah, you guys are telling me all the time and writing me letters and emails saying, "Dear DSP, you saved my life with your content. I really love it when you do X and Y. Blah, 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 blah. Kiss your ass, Phil. Love you, Phil." That's what he's trying to do or get across. He's trying to get this crowd mentality thing going like a cult leader would, saying, you like it when I do this. You love my shill-free attitude. You love... No, they don't, because that means they have to pay you extra money, dipshit. So I'm sure they really don't actually like that, and you're just putting words in their mouth like you always do.
With your support, you allow me to put it out. So...
Ooh.
You know, is it
shrug?
Could I get those? Yes, I could. But I'm not.
So do it.
I just don't want to.
Improve your business,
I feel like that
please.
would degrade my content and lower its quality, and I don't want to do that. Do you really think that anyone is going to want to associate with me? This is what people seem to realize is that
he really thinks the quality of his content is that good that taking a 3 to 4 minute ad in the beginning of his videos would degrade his quality. Phil, the quality of your content on a scale of 1 to 10 is like a -5 at best, maybe a -10 even. Your quality is trash content, and you know it's trash. That's why you stream so much. So again, you never learned your lesson from before on your early days of YouTube. You just love to flood YouTube with as many trash content as possible because it's always been quantity over quality with you. So you can get as much ad revenue, as much super thanks, as much super chats, all that, as much money as possible without actually having to do any work or actually putting any effort into it to make it quality.
Because of the amount of toxic people.
God, these t-shirt designs are really bad.
Constantly. I can't get sponsorships. I can't get, shit.
No, this video is for another day. That's the one video I was talking about. All right, we got one more video and then we're gonna go. So this is kind of like maybe a palette cleanser, slightly different from the shill stuff, but yeah. So this will be a small little palette cleanser and then we're gonna get out of here so I can actually go to bed. Shout out to Aquatiel also.
So I was watching her do that, and then we had already started a playthrough of Dead Space last night. We're watching someone play it, and...
All right, I'm sorry. I don't mean to pause right off the bat. We're already watching some... Oh, right, he's going to get into this, so I'll save that for a little bit, actually.
See, the problem is, Dead Space is an older game. So, when you try to watch people play Dead Space, you basically have two choices. You can either watch a really old playthrough from back in the day that doesn't look very good, or sound very good, and a lot of times it's very primitive. It's before people kind of refined what a Let's Play should be. So a lot of people don't have face cam, a lot of people, they're direct capture.
Well, you talking about yourself again there, though, Phil? Because, like, you took forever to get direct capture, like, way longer than it should have taken. And also, you really do not need a face cam to do a Let's Play. You really don't. And if anything... a face cam is more distracting for a Let's Play, honestly, in my opinion. Honestly, you really don't need a face cam unless it's like maybe a particularly scary game that you're playing or something and you want to see someone's reactions or something like that, but you really do not need a face cam for every single fucking Let's Play that you do. It's not necessary at all.
Capture quality isn't that good. You know, Dead Space is a very...
And your capture quality sucks. Like, you claim you're streaming in 1080p, but like your camera sucks, your capture card sucks, So, like, are you just talking about yourself over here?
Outdated game at this point. It's 2009, 2008. So very old. Or the other side
Jeez.
of that.
Will you stop?
If you tend to watch a more modern playthrough of Dead Space, it's usually someone who's like, oh god, they do all the shit.
Someone's talking about Dragon Age 2 in his chat,
and do everything to be a popular YouTuber. You know, every possible. They're using this stupid. Yo, brah, what up, dog? I'm here to play Dead Space, bro. Oh no, get off me! It's like, oh my god, you know, an obnoxious commentary, obnoxious music, screaming. Oh, they're coming at me!
Oh, what's up? Another Fox over here. What's up, Fox?
Like 3.
Wait, what are you doing in DSP's chat? Get out of there.
And finally, we kind of gave up. Like, we're watching it, but we kind of gave up on finding someone who, like...
Definition of alpha. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at his chat and how many dense these people are. Jesus
Like, the person
Christ.
we're watching, and by the way, of course, I'm not going to call out who they are.
No, of course not. I wouldn't...
Is dead white. The guy is, like, whiter than me. He's paler and whiter.
I don't think that's possible. Well, you have jaundice, so you're a little bit yellow. But, I mean, you're pretty pale, so...
And he's talking like he grew up in the fucking ghetto in his commentary. I was like, who is this playthrough for exactly?
Maybe he did. Like, just because he's white doesn't mean he's, like, super privileged and wealthy and well off. Maybe he actually did grow up in a ghetto. Why are you assuming things about people you don't know? Maybe his family was poor and grew up in a ghetto. You don't know that. Or maybe he had a lot of, like, African-American friends. You don't know that either. Shut the fuck up. Why are you judging other people like that? But God forbid he's judged. He's like, why is everyone judging me? This is not fair.
We know you don't talk like this. You're like the ultimate poser. I'm laughing because I'm like, every time he this commentary, I'm like, I just want to, like, slap the guy because he thinks he's like a hard dude from the streets. It's like, dude, I could.
So now you want to physically assault someone? You're just gonna go up and smack some person who didn't do anything to you? Are you hearing yourself? You're gonna get your ass beat. I don't care how inauthentic this person is in terms of speaking or whatever, but guaranteed almost anyone could probably beat the shit out of you. And would if you just walked up and fucking smacked someone, dude. So I would not be talking about that if I were you. And then he wonders, like, why people are so mad at him. Or it's like he has, like, such ways of, like, unintentionally insulting people without realizing he's doing so. He's like, oh, but I didn't say anything. Like, stop trying to act like you're some badass when you're not. You wouldn't fucking hit anyone. You would run away at the first sign of confrontation. Like you did fucking before at the fighting game champions or fighting game competitions. You're gonna hide in a fucking bathroom like a little bitch or cry that you're an alcoholic. But online I need to act like I'm a big tough asshole. Yeah, okay.
Tell that you grew up like with your parents and they fucking probably paid your way. You probably like have a surfboard.
What is all this
like,
speculation?
San Fernando Valley, you know, your commentary is ridiculous. You know, like, what are you talking about?
That is some massive speculation going here. Even his chat's like, what the fuck? So positive. Wow, what? Don't talk about Derek like that. Oh my god. But seriously, like, what is this wild fucking speculation he's doing here? My god. Because he's white too? Like, you don't know the first fucking thing about this guy, bro. Oh my god, I said it. God.
And that's how they act. Like, that's seriously how they act online, because they're trying to put up this persona to appeal.
Yeah, some people grew up like that. I know a white girl who sounds completely black when she talks. Exactly. You don't know this guy's background or who this person is. Sounds like terrible observational comedy. Even his dented fans are saying this is stupid.
To a wider audience on
Jesus.
The internet. And apparently it
Phil
works.
ran.
People are
Phil ran from every fight in his life. Exactly. Oh my god, even his dumbass fans are like this.
Popular doing this kind of shit. It's hilarious watching it, you know. And the play that we're watching isn't particularly new.
Could you beat him in a fight? The irony. The irony. Exactly. Who the fuck are you to be criticizing it when you're basically describing yourself. This is projection if I've ever heard it. You know, he's exactly right. Hold on. Right here. Big projection energy happening right here. Thank you. What exactly are you trying to say right now? Yes, exactly. These people that are supposedly his fans are calling him out for this bullshit right now. He is such projecting so fucking bad. Everything he's saying could be applied to him.
Noticing.
Challenge into a fight.
Okay,
yeah, I'd love to see that. Go fight him, Phil.
Watched other content.
Why are you attacking other people?
Is that all the criticism that I've got over the years usually was completely unfair.
Nope.
And I'm not saying that I'm the best Let's Player out there. I'm definitely not. But the point is, over the years, everyone always gave me shit. Always gave me shit for my style of commentary, my style of gameplay. Here's what I'm noticing. The vast majority of Let's Players out there are actually just as good or slightly worse than me at the games they play. I'm serious. If they're playing a game for the first time, they're usually doing worse than me. Yeah, everyone always says I'm one of the worst gamers out there. Then you don't watch other Let's Players who are popular. You're just an asshole who makes fun of me and doesn't focus on everyone else out there. They suck. I told you, we're watching God of War. Some guy died on the fucking first boss, the bear, like 10 times. He had to edit it out. It's like, geez. And these are the popular Let's Players out there. You know what I'm saying? Awful commentary. I'm talking cringe-worthy commentary. Them faking.
So, like, your commentary then, because your commentary is either you singing really bad to the point where, like, people's ears will bleed if they don't mute you, you not saying anything and staring at the screen for a while, or you responding to dumbass questions you get. That's all your commentary is. So the fact that they're actually giving some kind of commentary on during a Let's Play is already, even if it is supposedly cringe, it's still better than what you do. And pretty sure people don't hate you because you're bad at games. You got so many detractors because you're doing shit like this, not because you're bad at games. Like, it might have originally started because of how bad you were at games, but we're so far past that. That's like, I don't know a good analogy here, but like, we're so like light years and light years beyond that at this point. Nowadays, like, no one gives a shit if you're bad at games or not. And that's the good thing about YouTube. You don't have to be the best at a game to make a Let's Play about it. As long as you're entertaining, that's all that really matters. And that's what Phil doesn't get. He's not entertaining at all. He's not an interesting person, but he built his whole YouTube channel and everything off of himself. And you're not interesting enough to carry your YouTube channel into popularity again. It was popular at one point because you got to the ground floor of YouTube at the time and were started doing something that not that many people were doing, so the choices were limited. But as soon as more people started doing it, you quickly, and rightfully so, faded into obscurity, which is where you belong. And now you're trying to put all your eggs in one basket, market yourself instead as DSP, even though entire communities have been built around you. That is, like, obviously us as detractors, if you, as you call it. I hate the word detractors, but he uses it so much. Trolls. Basically, anyone with common sense can see that you're a douchebag, can see that you're an asshole, manipulative piece of shit. Anyone with common sense. So basically, everyone who is not a fan of yours is a quote-unquote detractor or troll. But basically, normal people who have common sense, that's just normal people, right? But you call normal people detractors. So I'm just to say normal people from now on. And fans of Phil, I'll either call dense or morons or something. But I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so like, normal people see you for the piece of shit that you are, and you're trying to build up your community on your name and you're not entertaining enough. And your commentary is shit, if it's anything. Or it's like the rare times that you go into clown mode is just really gay overtones, inner gay thoughts, like talking about penises and shit a lot for some fucking reason, or cringily singing songs that are ear-bleedingly bad. So I guarantee you this person that he's speculating and projecting all this bullshit onto, that's really him talking about himself, but he's projecting it onto this person, probably because he was jealous that his wife was watching him and not his own content, to be honest. Is just like, guarantee you this person's way more entertaining than you will ever be. And he probably saw the amount of people actually actively watching this person. I don't know if it was a stream or a video, but he probably either saw the views or he probably either saw the views or he saw like the number of people watching him live, and he got jealous, so he decided to go on this petty little fucking rant about this guy. And it's just pathetic because it's clear insecurities just coming through, you know?
Faking, you know, these affectations in their voice, over exaggerating all the time, using lingo you know they don't use in their normal lives to try to appeal to a youthful audience.
But you don't know that, though. You don't know anything about this fucker.
Every single video has the stupid face on it on the thumbnail. You know, every pop.
Oh, like your face? Look at... Go... Fuck. DSP reacts. You mean this fucking face? Maybe this face, huh? Let's go to DSP reacts. Shut the fuck up. Go here. Oh, every single video, every single thumbnail has a dumbass face over here. Like, face, right, Phil? I'm sorry, I don't mean to do that voice. Oh my gosh. But look at his, like, it's every single one. Oh my god, these thumbnails are trash. It's literally just, he's probably not even doing it either. He's that lazy. I think he has, what was that guy's name? I can't remember his name, but he probably just has someone slap his fucking PNG of his dumbass face over here with some real crap in the background. And this gradient in the background is disgusting. Like, what is that? But you do the same shit. You just have your dumbass face plastered everywhere. Ask the king. This is ugly as fuck. What are you the king of, Phil? I thought you weren't the king of hate anymore, huh? But you... Oh my god, yeah, and then these are even worse. You got these like purposely really bad screenshot pictures of your face slapped on every fucking thumbnail here. So what are you talking about? This is really bad, Phil. This is exactly what you claim everyone else is doing. So you're doing the same shit. It's called marketing to the algorithm. So the algorithm like picks up on your content and markets it. Oh, look at the foxes. Oh my god, look at the foxes. Oh, they're so cute. Of course we are. We're fucking adorable. Anyway, let's go back to the video.
Possible thing. Impossible. They all do the cringeworthy shit.
And you do too.
I was the one who everyone crapped on over the years. I was never good enough. My camera quality wasn't good enough. My face cam wasn't good enough, or I wasn't using face cam. My commentary was terrible. My gameplay was terrible. And I watch these other content creators now. I mean, I've been watching playthroughs back as far as like...
I'm pretty sure most of the people criticizing that was your own fans. It wasn't even detractors that were saying that. Because at the time, detractors had moved on to how you were treating other people. I'm pretty sure most of the time this is your own fans that were saying this. And you dug your heels in and took literal decades to actually improve anything. And that's even arguable if you actually did improve anything, because that's arguable in and of itself. But I'm pretty sure these were your fans criticizing you, telling you, trying to help you do better, and you refused. You didn't listen to them until it was too late.
2015, all the way through up to now, I'm sorry, they're either on par with me or they're fucking worse. But everyone shits on Darkside Phil because I was the memeable guy to shit on. If
Not anymore, they
look at the
don't.
shit they put out versus me, I'm sorry, I don't see how you can objectively say that they were always definitively better, and that's why, oh, there's so much popular than Darkside Phil. Here's why. It's bullshit. It's because people just shat on me and made me the memeable guy to crap on YouTube. That's why I fell out of popularity, because remember, I was popular before any of them.
Oh my God.
That all that shit began. And again, I'm not saying I'm infallible. I am not saying I'm the best.
That's what you're saying.
Be honest. Yeah, I'm a slow-moving guy when it comes to change and improvement.
Exactly. Because it took you so fucking long.
Some of my audience, okay? But at the same time, the shit that I get thrown at me and the dumb criticisms I get are just that. Like, people saying I'm not good at games, and I swear to God, the people who I watch are way worse. In case in point, so we started watching one guy play Dead Space, but his playthrough, he'd already played the game before. So he's like, okay, so here we go. And he's like, I'm not even kidding. And he didn't even title it like speedrun. The dude is like speed running the game. He's like, watch this. Zoo, 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 zoo. So he knows everything about the game. He already knows the plot. He already knows how to play it perfectly. And he's just like turboing through the game at maximum speed. Like, but he didn't even title it that. He said it was like a legit playthrough. It's not. You go to watch it, it's like this guy is just like kind of rushing the game.
This is all very subjective, you know that? Like, different people like different things.
You're like, okay, this guy's really good at it, or he's turbo. It's not entertaining.
And like, from the sound of it, he's probably only watching like 1 or 2 people, and maybe they were better than him, maybe they were worse than him. That doesn't really matter in this day and age, though, honestly. As long as, again, I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. As long as you are entertaining, I'm trying to drive this point home. As long as you are entertaining, it's okay. You don't have to be the best at games. If Phil was actually genuinely entertaining, I mean, yeah, he might get a few criticisms here and there, but if he was an actual decent person who was actually entertaining, he would not have this hate. He would not have us. He would not have normal people. He would not have, this is how you don't play. He would not have people upset with him. He would not have people restreaming him. He would not have, as he calls it, this cloud of hate following him around. We do so because you are a piece of shit. You treat your fans like shit. You are a negative, narcissistic asshole. That's why we don't. Detractors, I'm going to use the word again, but like, you have detractors, you have people restreaming you, you have this whole community of people that exist today, not because you are bad at games. That's what he doesn't get. He literally thinks we're all here because he sucks at games. This Is How You Don't Play started because Evil AJ was once a fan of yours, and you probably said something to piss him off and get him upset with you, and he left your ass. And then he started making that kind of out of like a grudge or whatever. He was upset because you probably treated him like shit. And then obviously, yes, you aren't that good at games, so he made a whole This Is How You Don't Play. But that was really born out of you mistreating your audience. That was not really born because you were bad at games. And that started the whole thing. And then they were showcasing like all these comments of genuine people like being unbelievable at how bad you are at games. Yeah. But also just how like egotistical you are, how much of a narcissist you are, how you blame developers, how you blamed literally everyone except yourself, how you mistreated your fans. The list goes on and on. Like, if we made an iceberg, maybe I should do that. If we made an iceberg of DSP, right? And the bottom is like the main reason. Wait, would it be the bottom or the top? Yeah, the bottom would be the biggest section, right? And that's the main reason. And then you got smaller and smaller, lighter reasons. And at the top is like, how do I explain that? So at the top is like this the least amount of reasons that people dislike you, and at the bottom is the most amount that the most the the bottom is I'm sorry guys. I'm trying my best, but my words are not coming out. The bottom is the biggest reason why people don't like you, right? And at the top is the very smallest little reason that people do not like you, right? The smallest sliver reason of why people don't like you is because you're bad at games. The biggest reason at the bottom of why most people do not like you is you're an egotistical, narcissist scumbag who mistreats his and begs his fans for money. That's the main reason why most people don't like you, Phil. It's not because you're bad at games. That's the smallest on the top. And then, like, in the middle, you got, like, the different scams, the lies, the manipulation, you know, so on and so on. I'm sure you could easily make a fucking tier list. Not a tier list, but a pyramid. But, like, the majority of people do not like you not because of you being bad at games. Because, again, you could be way worse than Phil at games as long as you're entertaining. That entertainment and genuinity, the genuine entertainment and being genuine and, like, likable person would overshine any bad gameplay any day on YouTube. But he doesn't get that, and he's instantly comparing himself to other people, which you should never do. I have a hard time doing that too. I have troubles with that. I'm like, obviously I just started as a detractor. Obviously this video is probably only going to get like 20 or 30 views. I accept that. I understand that. That's fine. I just wanted to put my thoughts into, well, it's not really cohesive anymore, is it? But I just want to get my thoughts out there. This is also helping me practice speaking better, stuff like that. But, like, I struggle sometimes comparing myself to other detractors and how much better they are than me at stuff. And I understand that I'm just starting. But we all suffer from trying to compare ourselves with other people. And that's not really a healthy mindset to be in, especially online. Because, like, you got different people appealing to different people. You got your own subgroups and stuff like that. And honestly, if you just, like, work on your own work, focus on your own activities, and try to maintain good mental health, your work will shine through. And if you actually focus on your own work and don't look at other people and compare yourself to other people, and actually enjoy doing what you're doing, which is a big thing with Phil, because obviously we all know he doesn't enjoy that, then he would probably have a lot more fans and a lot less haters, but that's never was going to happen.
To watch when literally he doesn't really react to anything, or if he does react, you can tell it's a fake reaction because he's already played it before, so he's overreacting to try to get a reaction out of his audience. But I mean, I could just sit here and tell you a million times, seriously, how I'm now watching all this other content. Because it's hilarious how over the years everyone said, do you watch other content creators? And I'm like, no, I don't. I just stay here in my...
Yeah, viewers don't care about how good the player is. We care about the personality and entertainment value. Unless, of course, we're specifically looking for a tutorial or speedrun or something. Agreed. See, like, even his dents... his followers are trying to tell him he's wrong, and he's just not listening or watching any of these people.
I lane, I do my own stuff. Now I'm actually watching the other content creators, and what I'm realizing is,
oh, now you're watching them.
They're virally popular for various dumb reasons, whether it's memes, whether it's literally
this is all just jealousy and projection.
How to be popular on YouTube or Twitch fucking algorithm,
which you're doing now, years and decades later, when it's too late. And now you're trying to, like, reclaim any lost fame that you once had on YouTube, and it's never gonna work. So you're doing the same shit they are doing, and checking every box, as you say, and putting those stupid ass fucking thumbnails up and everything. Is it working, Phil? Maybe their personality is actually shining through, and that's why they're popular. This is all just jealousy.
It's nothing to do with the content. It's not. It's ridiculous. You know, me, I was the one who was the popular guy until it became either
You got to stop
abuse
living in the
algorithm
past.
or shit on Phil.
Here, let me flip you around, and that way your past is behind you, and your future is ahead of you. And you should be living in the present moment, Phil. Maybe like planning for the future a bit, but not living in the past. You're never going to be as popular as you was in the past. So focus on today. Focus on the small little fan base you have. Actually treat them good and stop shitting on them and stop begging them and harassing them for money, and maybe things would get better.
You know, but you know what? I'm happy that I'm still here and I have the audience that I have.
Are you?
I know I'm never going to get back to being.
You should be happy for it, but you're not going to be.
Whenever something popular happens involving me, immediately everyone finds the memes. Oh, look at all these negative memes about Phil. Well, can never see him in a positive light ever again, right?
No one does that.
And that's YouTube life, I guess. That's how YouTube operates their business, which is really fucked up. No, there shouldn't be mass slander and shit like that.
Boomer talk.
But it is. You know, there's really no recourse against it besides mass lawsuits, which obviously I'm not going to do. I'm just going to be happy with what I am. I can still do business today. I can still maintain it. I'm still happy with the audience that I have, and at least we can have a great time together on a daily basis. Fuck all the nonsense and the white noise outside. All right? I'm just speaking from a perspective now where now I'm actually starting to watch other people play games. I'm like, holy shit, my God, I can't believe people gave me shit over the years when this is what people are watching. You know, everyone we're watching essentially has 1 million or more subs on YouTube. And they're way worse than me. Way worse in so many different ways. Oh, I got a super chat from Leviathan. It says, my English isn't the best. Can you explain what urban lingo means? Urban lingo basically means
nice
certain kinds of mannerisms and or phrases or dialect that...
As in racism...
appeals to a certain kind of demographic, you know, and dog, bro, yo, you know, talking like that is basically this
YOLO, yo. But honestly, like, wouldn't bro and yo be more like white person surfer lingo at this point now? Because, like, every time I've heard someone say bro, and I accidentally said it earlier in this video, actually. I said, bro, like, I wouldn't really consider that quote-unquote urban lingo at this point, because it's like a lot of white people say that. So it's like, not really trying to be, like, sounding African-American or anything like that. It's just kind of like, really, bro? Really? You just said that? Like, because, like, what are you going to say in place of bro at that point? It's like, really, dude? Really, guy? Really, man? It's like, bro, just, like, it's a quick, short, easy way to say it, you know?
slang that is trying to appeal to a more youthful viewership, all right? And it's hilarious when someone uses it, because when they use it, you can tell if it's someone who actually has used it their whole life because they're people, they live with people who talk like that. It's part of their culture.
This
or
is
a poser.
This is 100% racism here, honestly. It really is. Like, only African American people can say this. I'm like, what? Like, no, dumbass. Like, anyone can say these words. It's not exclusive to one race. Are you serious? This is like insane closeted racism, honestly. And I shouldn't be surprised given who we're talking about here, but my God.
You can tell within a minute if someone's a poser or not. If someone who's just trying to interject that kind of language into what they say to try to get more viewers on YouTube. It's like, it sticks out like a sore fucking thumb how bad it is when someone's a faker or a poser. And I'm not against the usage of said language. Fine, use it, but make it real. Be real to yourself. Be true to yourself. Don't be some fucking character looking like an idiot. You know?
Oops. All right. Oh, here's my playlist here, actually. Take this and remove it. Take this and remove it. Alright, so now these are the ones I still have to work on. But yeah, so that's it for today. I'm glad, this took way longer than I actually thought it was going to take, to be honest. TBH. But yeah, it's just such massive speculation, a lack of understanding about races and how the world works, and just more signs showing that, like, he just lives completely online. He might as well be... Darkside Phil may as well be an AI at this point, because he doesn't really exist in the real world anymore, honestly. I'm surprised that Chair isn't, like, fused to his backside at this point. Like, he's just, like, gonna be like that one person who, like, fuses in with his chair kind of thing. Like, in a couple more years, he'll literally be, like, stuck to his chair and just be, like, typing and still doing Let's Plays and, like, ooh, going on these fucking bullshit rants. Wild speculation. Because, like, he literally lives online. You could just... I'm surprised no one's tried to make, like, an AI bot about Phil yet. I would, but I don't know anything that technological about computers or anything, but, jeez. Because you can tell, like, he doesn't exist in the outside world anymore. He doesn't have any friends to take any, like, social cues from. He doesn't really understand, like, communication and people talking anymore. And he instantly thinks that, like, if someone is successful, they must be using some underhanded tactic in order to be successful, not just because they're generally well-liked or good at what they do or anything like that. And that's another thing I just remembered that I wanted to bring back. Oh, this guy failed so much at this one boss, he had to edit it out. Yeah, that's what actual content creators do with their content. They don't want the content to be stale, repetitive, and boring, so they're gonna edit it down. If it took them many tries to do something, they're gonna try to edit it down to the highlights so it's more entertaining and palpable for their viewers to enjoy. That's called effort. That's called actually wanting to make a good product, not just recording wholesale every single fucking thing you do on a stream and just uploading it. I mean, honestly, I'm honestly surprised, like, he doesn't just do a whole, like, I don't see why he doesn't just do a whole stream from the pre-stream all the way up until he's done and goes on break or whatever, like, till he's done with the day stream. So, like, from the beginning of the stream till the end of the day stream, like, why doesn't he just take that whole ass stream and just, like, let it upload to YouTube that way? And then just, like, then you can put more ads in it, and it would be just one video, well, 2 videos a day, but just 2 videos showing up on your viewer's sub box instead of being flooded with notifications from different cut up videos of yours. Like, why not just have, like, one big one? It would be a lot more compact and easier for your viewers, but you're not going to do that, though, are you? But yeah, so it's like, people who actually give a shit about their content, they don't want to just have everything raw dogged, uploaded to YouTube, batched, and, like, as many videos as possible so you can slam them with ads and, like, because he's over here claiming he's better off not shilling, but he'll throw on so many ads. I'm like, no, people who actually care about the content will edit it down so it doesn't get redundant or boring for their viewers, Phil. That's something you wouldn't understand because you don't care about your viewers' viewing pleasure or ease of watching your content for them. All you view them as is dollar signs and money to make money off of. And you can tell he's not even a genuine gamer at all anymore either. He's clearly not enjoying playing games. He's trying everything he can to diversify and steer away from gaming content by doing react bullshit, by doing all these different things. He's trying to like get away with doing that, and it's obviously not going to work, because that's instead of having the video game as some sort of crutch to lean on, he's 100% putting that crutch on himself and the entertainment factor that he provides. And that's going to fail in the long run, because he's not entertaining, he's not funny, his commentary is awful, and his opinion sucks. You can't even trust him to make good opinions on different things, because no one really gives a shit what you think about anything except a very small minority of dented fans of yours. They're the only ones. You're not going to get any new content from these DSP reacts. It's always, you're just milking the cow 2 times a day instead of once a day. You're double and triple dipping your own audience and spreading them out, which is even worse. So instead of them like giving you more money for a tip on just DSP Gaming, they got to split up that $40 tip they're going to give you and give you 20 here and 20 on DSP Reacts now. So it's all coming from the same source anyway, not to mention half of your fans are literally OIC socks at this point anyway. So it's like, might as well just cut off the thing, stop streaming altogether, make like one video a day and just have the video be, OIC, please give me money. OIC will just give you a donation. And you can have so many more hours in a day to do other stuff. But he won't do that because that'll be obvious. And he doesn't want to make it that obvious, even though it is still. But that's it for today. If you actually stuck through me with a whole 2 hours that I was ranting, I appreciate it. And stay youthful, my friends. Stay happy. I need to come up with a good exit saying. I don't know. Anyway, see you later. Thank you for tuning in at least.